Tonight's team sheet is more than a list of names, it's a statement. Hansi Flick has handed in a selection that will be dissected across social feeds and pundit shows because he's chosen continuity and bite over the predictable rotation many expected. At the centre of that decision is Frankie de Jong, not rested or eased in, but kept as the engine in a double pivot alongside Pedro. That pairing tells you Flick wants control in midfield against Guite's typical low block, possession management, quick switches of play, and a player capable of carrying the ball forward in tight moments. De Jong's presence reassures fans that Barcelona will try to impose rhythm rather than simply break their opponents down with wide overloads. The other big shock is who is missing. Marcus Rashford, despite a midweek brace of momentum, is not in the Rays N. Leaving out a player in form is a brave, headline-grabbing call. It will be read as tactical, disciplinary, or a fitness management choice depending on the result. What matters is how Flick replaces the goals and threat Rashford provides. Into that void steps Dani Olmo, the selection that neatly explains Flick's plan. Face a disciplined, compact Getafe who defend in numbers and invite patience, and you need a player who thrives in tight spaces, can link play between midfield and the front line, and probe pockets of space inside a deep block. Olmo's vision and close control make him ideal for unlocking the kind of narrow cliffs Getafe present. Up front, the attackers named Rafinha, Ferran Torres and Robert Lewandowski send a clear message. Flick is betting on a multi-layer defensive threat. Lewandowski remains the focal point, the reliable finisher whose presence alone forces centre-backs to stay tight. Rafinha and Ferran can either stretch the pitch or invert to overload midfield, depending on how the game opens. That trio gives Flick different routes to goal. Direct service to Lewandowski, overlapping runs from the wings, and through balls into Olmo or drops from De Jong. Defensively, the team sheet contains its own surprise notes. Jules Koundé is listed at right back, a move that sacrifices a natural fullback for a versatile defender who can handle transitional defending and still push into midfield when Barcelona have the ball. Paired in the centre, Eric Garcia and Andreas Christensen, a pairing that blends mobility with aerial steadiness. Gerard Martin keeps his spot despite expectations of rest, and Alejandro Balda's absence forces the coach to reshuffle options on the left. Jong Garcia remains in goal, offering continuity between the posts and a reminder Flick trusts this defensive framework to withstand Guite's counter phases. What hangs over tonight is the rotation debate. Champions and title hopefuls need squad minutes to keep players sharp across a long season, but Flick has chosen immediate cohesion over dispersed minutes. That could pay off spectacularly. A settled 11 can hit the ground running, combine faster, and execute a targeted game plan. Or it could leave key players fatigued later in the season, and it risks alienating those who feel they deserve minutes after good form. The omission of Rashford is the lightning rod. If Barcelona win convincingly, Flick will be praised for being ruthless and decisive. If they struggle to break a stubborn block without the in-form forward, the move will be questioned relentlessly. There are also micro-battles within the match to watch. Will De Jong assume the box-to-box tasks fans expect, or will he sit deeper to protect the defence when Guitaev counters? Can Pedri's creativity combine with Olmo's incisive movement to pull defenders out of position for Lewandowski to exploit? How quickly will Koundé adapt to the full-back responsibilities against wingers who will look to exploit any unfamiliarity on the flank? And crucially, can Barcelona break down a low block without sacrificing solidity on the break? The answers to these questions will reveal whether Flick's selection was strategic genius or a miscalculated gamble. Ultimately, tonight is about more than 3 points. It's a test of Flick's early managerial identity at Barcelona. Is he the coach who rotates to preserve energy across competitions, or the coach who picks to win the immediate battle, staking short-term legitimacy to build long-term trust? Fans should watch not just the scoreline but the manner of the performance, the control, the mid-block penetration, the reaction when shots come back off the post. That will tell us if this risky 90 minutes was a message of intent or the opening chapter of a controversy Flick must now navigate.